Hello, everybody. I'm John Evans, and you're watching another episode of Mid Mod Money, the show that teaches you how to buy and sell vintage items for a profit. Thanks for tuning in to this episode. Happy Monday, everybody. Remember to hit that like button. Very important to like and subscribe. Subscribe gets you in on the free vintage giveaway, first Monday of every month. Free vintage giveaway, subscribers and commenters only. All right. Let's get to today's episode. Before we do, I should probably talk about this hat. I bought this hat at the Goodwill in LaVale. It's $2 with the tags on it. Look, still got that sticker. Cool hat from 2013. A little bit embarrassing because when I bought this hat, I thought it said Alpha Bitch. So I'm kind of stuck with the message. It's a cereal, as it turns out. But today is the long-awaited glass episode. I've been promising this and promising this. This is art glass, 1960s glass, mostly hand-blown stuff. This is going to help us distinguish what is what. It's hard. Not all of it's marked. So let's get to today's episode, starting with this. This is the basics of like vintage glass you'll see. This is a toothpick holder. It's got that kind of iridescent white moonstone look. I don't know who made this, but I know that it's worth about $12. I paid a quarter for that at Christian Crossing Thrift Store. Now, I'm going fast too because we got a lot to cover. I used to buy these all the time, these little mini pictures in various colors. My girlfriend pointed out that they still make stuff like this in Colonial Williamsburg at the glassblower thing there in the shop. I don't know if this appears old to me because it's got that amberina, orangish yellow kind of look. This was $4.50. So I don't really buy these as much as I used to because I know that they can be duplicated today. But for $4.50, it's worth about 16 bucks. I'm still gonna make 12 bucks off it. No big whoop. But I don't buy them like I used to buy them. Next thing I found, this is attributed to a glass manufacturer. This Viking glass candy dish. Holy smokes. And the people who worked at Christian Crossing looked this up. So they knew it was Viking glass, and that's why they're charging $6.50. Well, I don't usually pay that much for these, but I know it's worth about $18 to $22. And Viking glass is a popular, very collectible area of glass. So 22 bucks off of 650. Even if I only get 20, I'm still making my money. Now, next thing I found at the Goodwill in, I'm not even going to say it. Could be Uniontown, could be Pittsburgh. It's one of those places. I found this for $5.99. This hand-blown purple pitcher. Definite 60s kind of look. The little indentations, the design there is very 60s. I believe this is probably a $35 purple vase. Got it, or pitcher. I got it for the unusual color. You don't see purples very often, especially this darker purple. Very unique glass. No manufacturer. Don't know who made it. Here's something you see a lot of when you're out in thrift stores. These candy dishes. It's almost as though every house in the 1960s had a candy dish, a covered candy dish. Pretty common. This one was $2.50. It's got the perfect green color, which is what, the difference in price. If this was like a amber, it'd be worth probably $16, $15, $16. In this green, it brings it up to about 22, 23 bucks. So yeah, keep an eye out for these. They're hard to miss. They're kind of everywhere. I find a lot of these in various colors. Next thing I found at the Christian Crossing thrift store. Whoa, look at that. This is a thumbprint ruffle candy dish. And again, the thrift store looked it up and they said Fenton. Fenton glass is one of those, I kind of liken it to like kind of what old ladies like, you know what I mean? But there is like a resurgence of people who are interested, younger people that are interested in these Fenton items. This was $10. It's worth about $32. So, you'd love to find something like this in a Goodwill for $3.99. It just doesn't happen that much. So you've got this Fenton. This is like, $22 of profit. But again, in that orange color, the thumbprint ruffle. And I found another one also at Christian Crossing. This thumbprint ruffle candy dish with the pedestal. And key to all these is that there's no chips and cracks. These things are, you really have to hunt down and make sure that these are not damaged. This was $5. It's worth about $28. So yeah, as long as you understand the price point, this is not a $50 item. If you can get them for $2 to $5, even upwards of $7, you're still doing okay. Next thing I got at the Braddock Flea Market, one of the last ones I went to on the season, I found this. And I would have bet my life this was a Blinko crackle glass jug, handle jug. But it wasn't. Now this was $10. And I tried to go $7 and they would not come off this. This is $10. And even though it's not Blinko, it's still probably about a $40 jug. This color is going to sell this. This crackle is perfect. On the bottom, they put those little green felt things on there. So this has been around. This is 60s. And that's what if you can't determine the age, use your eyes, check the wear, see if, whatever the color scheme of the day was, you kind of can gauge how old it is. This one's definitely old. You can see the middle part, the pontil, as we've said many times on this show, is where they break off a piece of hand-blown glass. So when you're looking at hand-blown, because it's got this round area there, that some people file down, some people don't. Beautiful vase. I think it might even be worth a little more than $40. Next thing I found at the Christian Crossing thrift store, their prices of glass, they know what things are worth because they price accordingly. This was $12. It's a centerpiece type item that would go on a table with maybe fruit, but this is more of a decorative centerpiece. This was $12. I think it's probably worth in the $35 to $40 range because it does have that awesome green color. So I wasn't going to leave it there at 12. I hate to pay $12 for stuff like this, but super unusual, good look to it. Next thing I found at the Goodwill in Frostburg, Maryland? I don't remember. There's two of them. There's one in LaVale and one in Frostburg, which is LaVale's Cumberland. This is not a geography lesson, y'all. This is art glass. I found this for how much? $15. Again, gone are the days that people they don't know that this is worth money. This is about a $45 decanter. We put a little tape on there just so I wouldn't break it during this program. But this is a $45 vase or decanter with look at that, $15, $45. You're never going to walk into a Goodwill and find these for $3. It just does not happen. People see this, they know it's unusual, they know it's old. That's all she wrote. Next thing I found at my local Goodwill in Oakland, Maryland. Look at this bad boy. This is Viking glass, and it doesn't say that because Goodwill doesn't write that on the tags, but this is what they call a 5-petal lotus bowl. 2, 3, 4, boom. 5-petal lotus bowl in the amber color, and this was $10. And I'm not necessarily offended by the $10 Goodwill price tag on this because this is about a $38 to $45 bowl. More if it was orange, more if it was green, but still a really nice, huge size lotus bowl from Viking Glass, which was a Scandinavian company, I believe. All right, last two things, and we'll get the heck out of here. We finally done it. We finally got our glass convo on. Also at my local Goodwill, I found this chunky large green bowl with these awesome pedestals. Now, I don't know who made this, and I have compared this to many things. It's very difficult to say who made this. I'm still not sure. I just went round and round. I know that it's worth probably 25 to 30 bucks. I paid $5 for it. And again, because you can tell it's hand blown and chunky and weird, it's going to be a $25 to $30 bowl. Last two things. Anybody know what this is? It's a candle holder. I can tell you that. It's $5. Very unusual aqua glass. Very unusual aqua. They call that color that lighter blue. This Raven's Head is the closest I can come. Some company in Finland called Raven's Head. I could not match this with any other thing on the internet. And I looked and looked. Closest I got was Raven's Head, Finland. I wish there was two of these because they become more valuable as a pair. But one of them is probably worth 26 bucks. I paid $5. So if I make 20 bucks off this thing you wouldn't even think to look at, well, some of you might think to look at it, but nice find. Raven's Head, man, I hope that is what it is, but I don't know. We're down to our last item. We're doing it. Oh boy. Oh. These large swung vases are very hot right now. Very hot. And what they mean by swung vase is when they're making it, the pontil would go here, they'd swing it around, and it would stretch the glass. So when you hear the term swung vase, that's what that means. They are taking the glass and literally swinging it to elongate the form. This is made by a company called L.E Smith Glass. L.E Smith, or designed by, and this was, get this, $5.99. I bought this at a thrift store in Indiana. Yeah, I was there for their end of summer days flea market, or not flea market, garage sale, which we're going to do an episode of. Too big to get to right now, but beautiful. $5.99. These, I've seen these priced anywhere from $100 to $185. It's tall. It's probably 20 something inches tall. I'm going to ask about $125 for it. I don't think it's a $185, but a really, really nice find in a thrift store. You just don't see big swung vases in thrift stores anymore. On occasion you will, and it's major if you do. All right, let's look at what I spent. A little bit over $90 on all of this glass. 90 bucks. When it's all said and done, mostly through my booth, I'm going to make $560 off of 90. So high profit area, vintage glass. Get on it. Inspect it. Do some research. I'm still learning about it, and it's not been easy. So thanks for taking this journey with me. You guys have been great. Remember to like and subscribe. And don't forget to always round up.